In this video, you'll learn how to build muscle smarter, not harder, and see results faster than most people in the gym. I'll break down exactly how muscle growth works, what to eat, how to train, and the mistakes that secretly slow your progress. You'll also get clear answers to the questions everyone keeps asking, like, will you lose muscle once you stop training? Or can lifting wreck your back and joints in old age? By the end, you'll have a complete research-backed plan for training, nutrition, and recovery, ready for you to put into action right away. So let's begin with the most important part, how muscle building actually works. We all know that when we work out and challenge our muscles, tiny micro damages occur inside the muscle fibers. But here's the interesting part. It's not just about healing. When your body repairs those micro tears, it actually adds new material, proteins called actin and myosin inside the muscle fibers. This makes each fiber thicker and stronger than before. That's how real growth happens. Now, some people think the solution is simple. Just train every single day, push hard, and muscles will grow faster. But the truth is, it doesn't work like that. In fact, this approach often backfires. These people usually gain muscle much slower, and very soon they hit what's called a plateau. A plateau is that frustrating phase where your progress slows down to almost nothing. Even though you're working out consistently, it feels like your body has stopped responding. But here's the good news. It's not a problem at all. It's simply your body's natural way of adapting. And the best part? You can break through it from day one, if you know how. But before I explain how to do that, let's first clear up some basic questions that almost everyone is confused about. How beginners should start from zero. If you're starting from scratch, listen carefully. Your very first 6 months are the foundation of everything. In this phase, the smartest approach is full body workouts, 3 times per week. Why? Because beginners recover much faster. Your muscles aren't strong enough yet to create huge damage, so they bounce back quickly. And here's the beauty of it. When you train full body 3 times a week, you stimulate muscle protein synthesis more frequently. That means faster growth without overcomplicating things. And during this stage, it's completely fine, even recommended, to stick with home workouts. Most beginner gains, often called newbie gains, come from neuromuscular adaptation, not from lifting heavy weights. Even simple bodyweight movements like push-ups, squats, lunges, planks, dips, and pull-ups can trigger rapid strength and muscle response early on. But around the 6th month, something changes. By this time, you've gained strength, your muscles are tougher, and they cause more damage with each workout. This is the point where you need to switch gears and move into a split routine with more volume and more recovery time. But here's the crucial part. Whether it's the beginner stage or the advanced split stage, you cannot just pick random routines or exercises. The right plan matters more than anything else. And don't worry, I've already designed one for you, which I'll share later when we talk about the personalized plan. Home workout versus equipment workout. Now, let's settle one of the most debated topics in the fitness community. Home workouts versus equipment workouts. Here's the truth. If your long-term goal is to build a big, muscular physique, gym workouts with equipment will always give you the edge. Why? Because in the gym, progressive overload becomes much easier. You can keep adding weight, apply advanced techniques, and target muscles in ways that simply aren't possible at home. Some people might argue that they can build the same muscle at home by just adding more reps or sets, but once your body adapts, those extra reps only cause fatigue, not growth. In bodyweight training, you can't keep increasing resistance the way you can with equipment. And without progressive overload, your muscles stop breaking down deeply enough to grow bigger and thicker. They just get better at enduring the exercise. But don't take this the wrong way. Home workouts are not a waste of time. In fact, if your goal is to have a lean, athletic, and good-looking physique, then training at home is more than enough. It's all about your end goal. If you want to stay fit, lean, and look sharp, a home workout can take you there. But if you're aiming for a serious, hardcore build, the gym is a must. But let me be honest, no matter how hard you train, if your nutrition sucks, your muscles won't grow. Period. So, what should you eat for maximum muscle growth without getting fat? Let's start with the big one. Protein. Everyone is obsessed with chasing the perfect protein number. But here's what the latest research actually shows. Eating around 0.8 to 1.2 grams of protein per pound of body weight is optimal. For example, if you weigh 160 pounds, that's anywhere between 128 to 192 grams of protein per day. Simple math. But here comes the kicker. And this little detail can save you hundreds of dollars. Your body can only use about 25 to 40 grams of protein per meal for building muscle. That means eating a giant 100-gram protein meal won't grow muscle any faster. It'll only create very expensive urine. Unlike fat or carbs, your body can't store extra protein. Your muscles take what they need to repair and grow, and the rest? It's broken down into amino acids, converted to urea by the liver, and flushed out. And don't worry, I've already prepared a 4-meal plan that covers everything you need to eat each day. I'll walk you through that when we get to the personalized plan section. But here's the thing, knowing what to eat is only half the battle. The real problem is tracking it. You're not going to Google calories in chicken breast with oil every time you eat. Manual tracking is exhausting. It takes forever, and that's exactly why most people quit. And if you're not tracking, you'll undereat and miss your surplus or overeat and gain fat. When you're trying to build muscle, eating in a surplus without actually knowing your calories is pure guessing. Your body needs consistent calories and consistent protein. Without that, your progress slows down fast. And what takes 1 year can quietly turn into 3 before you even realize it. This is where today's sponsor, Cal AI, helps. You just snap a photo and it instantly shows your calories, protein, carbs, and fats. From my experience, it's very accurate, but I always double check ingredients in case it misses things like cooking oils. And if it does, you can easily add them yourself in just a few taps. And for those who want even more control, Cal AI also includes a full food database with thousands of items. It's a huge advantage when you're building muscle because you instantly know which foods support recovery, which ones add clean calories, and which ones are holding you back, all without wasting time calculating anything yourself. And my favorite feature, the barcode scanner. Protein bars, snacks, sauces, just scan it, and the app fills in all the details for you. If you're serious about building muscle without gaining fat, tracking is non-negotiable, and Cal AI makes it effortless. Hit the link below or in the pinned comment and use code ANYWAY for 3 days free. Big thanks to Cal AI for sponsoring this video. Do you need to train to failure on every set? Many beginners believe the more pain, the more gain, so they train every set until complete failure. But the reality, it actually slows you down. More pain, slower gain. Research shows that training to failure either makes no difference at all, or in many cases, it even makes performance worse. The sweet spot is this: train 2 to 3 reps away from failure. That way, you still get about 95% of the muscle growth benefits, but with half the fatigue. And less fatigue means you can train more often and make faster progress. Simple as that. Also, keep this in mind, rest is just as important as lifting. Take 2 to 3 minutes of rest between your heavy compound exercises and 1 to 2 minutes for isolation work. That balance will keep you growing steadily without burning out. Heavy weight with fewer reps versus moderate weight with more reps. This is one of the most common questions. Should you lift heavy weights for fewer reps or use an optimal weight for more reps? At first, I also thought heavier must be better. But when you step back and really look at how both approaches play out in real training, the picture turns out to be very different from what most people assume. Almost every experiment showed the same thing. There was no major difference in muscle growth between the two. So here's the takeaway. You don't need to force yourself into lifting the heaviest weights possible. Stick with an optimal weight, not too light, not too heavy, where you can maintain proper form and still feel challenged. Because if you lift a weight you can't truly handle, just a small misbalance or a slight mistake in form can lead to an injury. And one injury can put you on bed rest for weeks, instantly killing your progress. So the smarter choice is always safe. Optimal lifting. It gives you the growth you want without the unnecessary risk. Compound exercises or isolation exercises. Let's make it crystal clear. Any exercise that moves 2 or more joints at the same time and recruits multiple muscle groups in a single rep is called a compound exercise. Think about squats, deadlifts, bench presses, or rows. On the other hand, if the exercise uses only one joint and mainly targets a single muscle, that's an isolation exercise, like bicep curls or calf raises. Now here's the key. If you want sustainable, long-term muscle growth, your focus should be mostly on compound exercises. Why? Because they recruit multiple muscles at once, they build raw strength, and they trigger bigger hormonal responses like growth hormone and testosterone spikes. That's why about 80% of your training should be built around compound lifts. Isolation exercises are still important, but they should be used as support. They're best for targeting specific muscles that might be lagging behind. For example, if your biceps aren't catching up, then curls can help. Does creatine damage your kidneys? Let's talk about supplements, what actually works, what's just hype, and what could even be dangerous. Here's the harsh truth. 95% of supplements are either useless or ridiculously overpriced. The supplement industry makes over $40 billion a year selling nothing but hope in a bottle. So let's start with what really works. Number 1, creatine monohydrate. This is the most researched supplement in the history of fitness. More than 500 scientific studies have proven it's both safe and effective. Here's how it works. When you train, your body uses energy in the form of ATP, the body's energy currency. But your stored ATP runs out in just seconds during heavy exercise. This is where creatine comes in. It helps regenerate ATP instantly, so you feel less fatigued and push out more reps. More reps mean more stimulus, and more stimulus means more growth. Now, let's bust some myths. Some people say creatine damages your kidneys. That's false. Others claim it causes hair loss. Also false. And the idea that you need to cycle creatine? Completely unnecessary. You can take 3 to 5 grams every day indefinitely without any risk of dependency. Number 2, protein powder. But here's the deal. You only need it if you can't hit your daily protein goal through food. Whole food should always be your first choice. But when that's not possible, whey protein works great because it's absorbed quickly. Casein digests slower, but over a 24-hour period, both work equally well for muscle building. Now, let's talk about supplements where most people waste their money. Pre-workout supplements. You're often paying $40 for caffeine and artificial flavors. The truth? A simple cup of coffee works just as well. Testosterone boosters, none of them actually work. If they really did raise testosterone significantly, they would be prescription drugs, not over-the-counter supplements. BCAAs, totally unnecessary if you're already eating enough protein. You're literally paying extra for amino acids that are already in your food. Fat burners. They don't burn fat. Most are just overpriced caffeine pills with some herbs that don't make any real difference. Here's the dangerous part. Many pre-workouts contain stimulants that are banned in sports. At first, they might feel effective. They stimulate your nervous system, increase adrenaline, and even block fatigue signals. But this sudden energy can make people overtrain, and the aftermath is an energy crash, anxiety, trouble sleeping, and over time, serious heart and health problems. So here's my advice. Stay away from these products even if your trainer recommends them. Always do your research and be cautious about what you put in your body. Do cold showers actually help with recovery? Now, let's talk about recovery, the most overlooked factor in building muscle. And trust me, what I'm about to say will change how you think about your entire muscle building journey. You build zero muscle in the gym? That's right, none. The gym is where you damage your muscles, but every bit of actual growth happens during recovery. Sleep is where the real magic happens. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, which drives muscle protein synthesis. Getting less than 7 hours of sleep can reduce this process by up to 18%. But it's not just about hours. Sleep quality matters more than quantity. And rest days? They're not optional. They're the days when your muscles actually get stronger. Training the same muscle every day prevents the recovery needed for growth. That's why those guys who train chest every day usually end up with mediocre chest. Now, about cold showers or ice baths right after workouts. Many people think they help recovery, but in reality, they can blunt muscle growth. Cold exposure reduces inflammation, and while that sounds good, some inflammation is actually necessary for the muscle building process. Save cold showers or ice baths for non-training days, or wait a few hours after training, or just do them another time of day. Your muscles will thank you. Do we lose all our muscles once we stop training? There's a popular belief that if you stop training, all your muscle will disappear. Or worse, it will somehow turn into fat. But let's clear this up once and for all. Muscle and fat are two completely different tissues. Muscle doesn't magically turn into fat, and fat can't turn into muscle. What really happens is this. When muscles aren't used, they begin to atrophy, which simply means they shrink. On the other hand, fat accumulates only when you consistently eat more calories than you burn. So no, your muscles don't instantly vanish, and they definitely don't turn into fat. For the first 2 weeks of inactivity, the difference is almost negligible. After that, you might lose around 1 to 2% of muscle per week. But here's the good news, there's no need to panic. Why? Because muscle memory is real. Once you've built muscle, your body remembers. And when you return to training, you can regain lost muscle 2 to 3 times faster than it took you to build it the first time. Does building muscle hurt you in old age? You've probably heard stories. Bodybuilders dying young, heart attacks in the gym, people suffering with bad joints from years of heavy lifting. It paints a scary picture. But here's the reality. Natural resistance training is one of the healthiest things you can do. Lifting weights the right way doesn't destroy your body. It actually strengthens your bones, improves heart health, and increases longevity. The scary heart problems you hear about almost always link to steroid abuse, not natural training. In fact, studies show that natural lifters have better cardiovascular health than people who don't train at all. And as for joints, damage usually comes from ego lifting, bad form, or going too heavy too soon. Done properly, resistance training actually protects your joints and reduces the risk of arthritis as you age. So instead of fearing muscle building in old age, think of it as a shield, something that keeps you strong, mobile, and healthy for decades to come. But there is one real risk you should know about: rhabdomyolysis. Normally, after a workout, your muscles develop tiny micro tears. That's a good kind of damage that triggers growth. But in a rare, dangerous condition called rhabdomyolysis, muscles are pushed so far that they literally break down on a massive scale. When this happens, The muscle fibers release their contents like myoglobin, electrolytes, and enzymes into your bloodstream. This overload can overwhelm your kidneys and lead to life-threatening complications. So what mistakes push people into this extreme danger zone? Going all out in one brutal session after being untrained, exercising in extreme heat or while dehydrated, taking stimulants from certain supplements or pre-workouts that mask fatigue and push your body beyond safe limits. And the symptoms? Severe muscle pain and weakness, dark, cola-colored urine, a sign that myoglobin is spilling into your kidneys. The good news, it's very rare to reach this state naturally, but it's a reminder that more is not always better. Train smart, hydrate, and listen to your body. If anything feels seriously wrong, a doctor is the solution. Before your personalized plan, a serious warning. Before we get into your personalized plan, I need to make you aware of the harmful shortcuts you'll see in gyms. People will present these as safe or secret hacks, but the truth is they can destroy your health or even cost you your life. The more is better mentality is wrecking people. Training 6 to 7 days a week with extreme volume doesn't speed up gains. It leads to injuries, hormonal imbalances, and slower progress. Then there's the extreme calorie deficit trap. Eating 800 to 1,000 calories while training hard will not make you shredded faster. It causes muscle loss, metabolic damage, and eating disorders. Next, the magic drugs, SARMs and peptides, marketed as legal steroids, but in reality, they're research chemicals with unknown long-term effects. The FDA has already issued warnings about liver damage and other serious risks. Insulin abuse. Some people inject insulin to build muscle faster. A single mistake here can put you into a coma or kill you outright. Thyroid medication misuse. Taking thyroid hormones to burn fat can permanently destroy your thyroid and cause lifelong health problems. These are the shortcuts every beginner sees and thinks are golden opportunities, but they're traps, serious health issues with no way back. Now that we've cleared every confusion and learned from every mistake, it's time to move forward with your personalized plan. A plan built around the 5 pillars that drive almost all your results. This is where everything finally comes together. For now, I'll walk you through each plan briefly, while the exact details appear on your screen. And to make things easier, I've already prepared a complete PDF guide that includes everything: the 6-month beginner plan, the 8-month advanced equipment plan, and a detailed nutrition guide. I'll also explain how you can access it later so you don't miss a thing. Now, let's dive into the first factor, training. For beginners, the first 6 months are split into 3 simple phases, each lasting about 2 months, designed to build you up step by step. In phase 1, you'll start with the basics, learning proper form and building strength through easy moves like wall push-ups and assisted squats. Phase 2 brings in standard bodyweight exercises such as push-ups and bodyweight squats, helping you get stronger and more confident. By phase 3, you'll take things up a notch with diamond push-ups and single leg exercises to challenge your muscles and sharpen control. The plan is built around compound exercises, movements that train multiple muscles at once, so you get faster, more efficient results without wasting time. You'll follow a 3-day weekly schedule with rest days in between. Those rest days are where your muscles actually grow, so they're just as important as the workouts themselves. Each session uses a circuit format, moving from one exercise to the next with short breaks to keep things intense but time efficient. It's also completely flexible. Every exercise comes with easier and harder versions, so whether you're just starting or progressing fast, you'll always have the right level of challenge. Each workout includes a warm-up, a main circuit, and a cool down, and takes only 20 to 45 minutes depending on your phase. Short, effective, and easy to fit into your day. After finishing your 6-month foundation, it's time to enter the real muscle building phase, the part where your strength, consistency, and discipline finally start paying off. Now, we'll shift from full body workouts to an upper-lower split, so your upper body and lower body get their own focused days. You'll train 4 days a week, giving your muscles enough stimulus and recovery to keep growing. This phase runs for 3 12-week cycles, each one getting a little tougher. Phase 1 builds your gym strength, learning to use barbells, dumbbells, and machines. Phase 2 pushes muscle growth with higher volume and intensity. Phase 3 shapes and balances your overall physique. Every workout starts with compound lifts like squats, bench presses, and rows, then moves to isolation work for detail and balance. And if you train at home, no problem. Every movement has a dumbbell version, so all you need is a bench and adjustable dumbbells. Stay consistent, and within a year, you can expect around 15 to 25 pounds of lean muscle gain. A complete transformation built the right way. The second factor is nutrition, and while I talk about it, you'll see the full muscle building nutrition plan on your screen. It's designed to work for everyone, whether you're just starting or already training at an advanced level. Here's how to keep it simple. Eat in a small calorie surplus, about 250 to 400 calories above your maintenance. That's enough to build muscle without adding unnecessary fat. Protein is the main priority. Aim for 1.8 to 2.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, or roughly 0.8 to 1 gram per pound, every day. It's what repairs and builds your muscles after training. Carbs should be around 45 to 55% of your calories to keep your workout strong, and fats should make up 20 to 25%, supporting hormone balance and overall health. Stay hydrated, about 3 to 4 liters of water a day, more if you're training hard. For meal structure, spread your protein across 4 meals daily. Each meal should have around 0.4 to 0.55 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight, usually 20 to 30 grams per meal, or up to 40 to 50 grams if you're on the heavier side. This kind of distribution keeps your body fueled throughout the day, supports steady energy, and gives your muscles the raw materials they need to repair and grow with every meal. The plan you see on screen breaks it all down clearly. How to adjust based on your weight, your budget, and whether you eat animal or plant-based foods. The third factor is supplements, and this is where most people overcomplicate things. You only need 2 essentials, protein and creatine. If you're not getting enough protein from food, add whey, ideally within 1 to 2 hours after your workout, though what really matters is hitting your total daily protein goal. Creatine is simple. Take 5 grams daily, any time of day. Timing doesn't matter, it builds up in your muscles over time and fuels your strength when you need it. Fourth factor is recovery. Your body already knows how to do it. You just have to give it the time and space it needs. Get at least 8 hours of good sleep. Rest when you still feel sore or tired, and keep yourself hydrated. If you're doing everything else right, recovery will take care of itself. Fifth factor is consistency, the real difference between dreaming about a great physique and actually building one. Muscle growth takes time. A fully developed body can take around 4 years, but with steady effort, you can build a strong, well-shaped physique in about 2 years. It's not slow, it's just how real, lasting progress works. There is, however, one way to accelerate visible results. Focus on losing body fat first. Reducing fat will make your muscles appear more defined and pronounced, giving the impression of faster gains. I've already made a video on this strategy, which not only helps you lose fat faster, but also allows you to build muscle at the same time during the process.